Hey, what's up, everybody? Wagey checking in for another court chat. Today wanted to talk about kind of the future, but looking back on your past. I've been tuning into this YouTube page. I think it's Sprout, S-P-R-O-U-H-T, Sprout. But anyway, the gentleman, he interviews older people and, asks them to reflect on their life, any mistakes that they made, things they might have done differently, what they would have sacrificed, what they should have given up, blah, 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 things along those lines. And it had me thinking about my life and kind of how I live my life. I've come into a bunch of information relatively late, I'm in the middle of my life right now, There was a lot of trial and error, kind of repeat learning the similar lesson. Most of it was taking the time to turn inward and really grasp the idea that I had of myself. I've always had this idea, you've heard me say this. I'm vibrant, exciting, willing to assist. I'm a moving asset and a walking resource. I've always had that idea of myself. Through me, many things are possible. There's almost nothing that I won't be able to do. And then through the course of my life, learning about shouldering burden and responsibility, even those that are outside of me, when I was finally unburdened with these particular responsibilities, not that I had to take them on. Being selfish is okay. Taking care of you, but this is the nature of the beast, is that most of us are broken and then we're trying to get into relationships broken, and you might not be as whole as you believe yourself to be, because if you never take the journey inward, you're just piling pain on top of pain. And it was through taking my journey inward in and of myself, I went to some really dark places. Why I behaved the way that I did and had a lot of the viewpoints that I did. And then you go back to your childhood. You might have heard me mention this earlier, I got to time travel to my earlier years. Understand why the person who raised me had the viewpoint towards me that they might have had, and how that manifested in our connection. And then understanding none of that shit was my fault. But at the time, I didn't see it. My perspective was limited. I couldn't perceive things, or I didn't give myself the opportunity to perceive things outside of myself. So, unmet needs, attention, love, blah, 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 blah. Really, people continue to carry those unmet childhood needs throughout the world. And again, identifying and coming to terms with my own pain, it makes it a little bit easier to see it in the world. And it's unfortunate. The impact of your childhood is crazy. The impact of my childhood led to me being where I'm at today, though. So, I didn't have a healthy viewpoint of me as myself as a man. And, taking care of myself wasn't at the forefront because I was choosing to take care of others. In the community that I'm from, you're supposed to take care of your parents and blah, 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 blah. Little backwards, learned that a little too late. But, good things come around when you need them. So, but in these endeavors, it's crazy how successful I was in my endeavors. And this is gonna circle back around to this YouTube thing. So, at some point when I was 8, I dreamed a little dream. And then somewhere around 16, I had added a little portion to a dream that I had dreamt. So move on to years later, bunch of life experience, bunch of pain, bunch of running into walls, knocking my head against the wall. Then I had my divorce and kind of dealt with my last addiction, which was to a person probably. So knowing what I know about addiction in my previous life experience, I knew not to turn to anything else. I needed to turn to this and address all of this. And I got to dive deeper inward than I've ever given myself the ability or courage to go. And through the course of learning, again, going on this inward dive, it's scary. Because you have to admit wrongs to yourself. You had to admit things that you've done incorrectly. You had to admit crap that you allowed yourself to carry throughout your life that impacted probably opportunities to have healthy relationships. But you're still stuck in this world. I used to have a big chip on my shoulder. I used to carry a big chip of angerness and bitterness and resentment because of how I lived my life previously. And, that could have affected my relationships in various ways. If I wish I knew what I knew now, right? But again, it's being lucky enough to come to terms with this. So I went deep. I went back to this 8-year-old kid and realized what he went through, what I tried to leave behind by way of thinking that I'm an adult and being responsible and blah, blah, blah. So, resolved that, brought this 8-year-old kid back into my world. I enjoy play. My life isn't slightly as serious. Then, moving forward through this journey, understanding things of, moving around a little bit more things came into play. What my parents went through, what they might have went through as children and through relationships that led them to be how they are. Man, I found this 16-year-old kid that knew how to balance responsibility and play very well. And he also dreamed a little dream. And as I'm concluding on this inward journey, I'm realizing, damn, if I'm not lucky, I don't know what else to say. Because I've realized through the turmoil, through the failures, through the burdens that I chose to carry, I had come to realize 2 dreams that younger versions of myself had set up for my future. So essentially, I'm ending up blessed enough in a time to not only realize a dream that I had dreamt my entire life, but now I have the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom to appreciate, enjoy, and retire from a life previously that did not serve me. I got lucky, man. Pivotal times, making vital choices at times that matter. Last one, choosing to turn inward, was the biggest one. So now, again, getting back to that gentleman's YouTube page, interviewing older people about their past self. Some of them would say that they wish they didn't, burden themselves with so much responsibility and work and trying to provide financially, that they wish they got to spend more time with their kids. I made it to management on a job that I really wanted. I survived and I got to demote myself and still keep my job. That allowed me to have more quality time and peace of mind to give to my children. I'm lucky on that note. They wanted to, some of them wish that they had picked better partners. Understanding what I understand now, I have 2 awesome people that I got to create life with in my life. Maybe I just needed to correct some things at the time, but we still function and work well together, and I'm blessed for that. I'm truly lucky. They wish that they would go back and change things, wish to go back and change things. The one regret that I hold is that I wish I had had more children sooner. That's like probably the only real regret that I have. And then one of the biggest things is advice that you would give to your younger self. And again, knowing what I know now, the real advice I give to my younger self is like, yo, player, stay the course. You're gonna realize and start living a life that you dreamt of as a child. It's all gonna come true. The kicker is that it's going to be tumultuous and painful. But what you get at the other end is priceless. And you'll get to do it for the rest of your life. It's not gonna be easy. And the kicker is that the best things in life that you can do never are easy. But what you're going to get to do for yourself and the people that you care about is immeasurable. So stay the course. That was the biggest one that I see people giving advice to their younger self. It's like they would go back and alter their entire life. Man, stay the course. You ended up getting everything that you wanted, and you got bonus things for stuff that you didn't even know that you need. That better allows you to be providing on a level that you didn't really know was possible. This is something that I was talking with my homie about, providing. We get caught up in this notion of providing, and we think that it's all financial. And that's very incorrect. Again, providing time and attention to your children and your partner, like that is priceless. You want to give them nice things, but you might have a distorted perception of what they even want. That's not their fault. Providing is a very, very broad term that I've come to understand better. And it's no longer a financial journey for me. But to realize the dream that I had and make this my reality, it definitely took a financial aptitude and a lot of personal sacrifice. I'm not going to steer that wrong. There was a lot of pain and hurt that I got to get through. It was a 30-some-year-long storm. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows are all on the other side. By the way, hurry up and wait. But yeah, man, I watched this and I just reflected on my life and realized how lucky and blessed that I really am, and making pivotal choices at the right times. And again, don't be afraid to take that journey inward and understand who you are. It'll help you better understand people in the world around you at large as well. You get to break those generational cycles, man. At least that's what I ended up lucking out to do. This is what helps me serve people greater now. So I appreciate those trials and the solutions provided. I really view myself as lucky, and I hope that you can take on the journey for yourself. It's not all about a Bugatti and a mansion. You can have things, but who you are as a whole, if everything is lost, that's going to be the most important thing. My pop shared a video with all of us, and you know, it was some things that he was left with, and how he had to start over. And having hit that enough times, it resonated with me. This is why when I was going through my most pivotal moment, searching my whole soul, this dude came to mind. And not only did he answer the call, he listened, which was the biggest turning point in my life. He didn't have to do that. I got lucky that he took that time and lended me mental bandwidth to hear myself out. Hopefully you guys take these opportunities for yourself. This is what allowed me, I'm wagey. I lived a basic kind of life, but it was really advanced in a lot of ways. Awesome stories for days. My life has been fantastic. A lot of hurt and pain, but I got to find my way through it. And I get to enjoy it now. I've always enjoyed it really, but just on a different level. So I encourage you, dare to dream a dream. Dare to keep running toward that dream relentlessly. It was so subconscious, I never stopped, no matter how hard it hurt. You can live a life of abundance and joy, man. What's it worth to you, though? Mine was worth everything. And then at the same time, nothing. It's crazy. I can't even explain it to you. But keep your train on the track so that you can head your life in the direction that you want. Treat yourself how you would like other people to treat you, and then carry and conduct yourself in a manner that's going to take you where you want to go. Wagey's out.